Hello everybody and welcome back to the Pokémon Rising Ruby bug Monotype run. In the last episode we beat the second gym already. We're going through this quite quickly. This episode we're not gonna get to the next gym and it's gonna be a couple of episodes before we get to the next gym. But before we do that, let's take a look at the current team because everybody's level 20 to 25-ish. I did grinding manually for a number of reasons, but let's go over the movesets. We have a Towel with Rock Blast, Confusion, Steam Rotor, and Electro Web. We've got Fork, which actually evolves in mid-30s, so it's going to be a Joltik for a while. With Struggle Bug, Bug Bite through because for an Electro Web, we have a Toaster, the Shrinja. I opted to not take Ninja out quizzes as well. But he is in the box should we ever decide to use him. Toaster has a Bug Bite, Mud Slap, Night Slash, and a Fury Swipes. We have Knife the Paras, which should evolve somewhat soon as well, which has Bug Bite, Fury Cutter, Cross, Poison, and Bullet Seed. We've got Roller the Whirlpeed with Bug Bite, Rollout, Venoshock, and Pursuit. And then we finally gave Butterfree a name, Hair Dye. Because who doesn't have hair dye in their kitchen? Surely you understand the name. With Silverwing, Air Slash, Psybeam, and Electro Web. That's going to be our team moving forward for the time being as we go to the thingy. Slayport, that's the thing we're going to. Slayport. I always get Slayport and it is Slayport. What is the city at the towards the end of the game? If that's not Slayport. Lily Cove! That's Lily Cove City. I always get those mixed up. So, today we're in Slayport, and Slayport is the one place in everything. Okay, so there's a couple of places in everything from Gen 1 all the way through Gen 6, which I don't know what to do. Like Gen 7, I have only played twice, so there's a lot of things that I don't know what to do, and Gen 8 I haven't actually played up until this point, so there's even more things I wouldn't know what to do. But in Gen 1, I always get stuck in Sylph Scout. I've been doing it a little bit more over the last couple of years, so I've developed a bit of an understanding as to what to do, but I always get a little bit stuck. Then in Gen 2, I don't think I ever really get stuck on anything, honestly. In Gen 3, it's always Slayport, where I'm not entirely sure what NPC to talk to at what point to progress the story. And then in Gen 4, I occasionally have a bit of issue around the time you're starting to go to the first couple of lakes. What to do there, it sometimes confuses me, but it's not that bad. I thought Toaster was level 1 and that scared the crap out of me. He's got 1 HP, that's kind of his thing, right? And then in Gen 5, I don't think I really have a lot of issues in Gen 5 as far as... Well, that one time I walked around the Castelia City for 20 minutes trying to find out where the hell I was supposed to go. That was a bit awkward. But other than that, it's not really that bad in Gen 5. So every generation more or less has one of those moments where I just... Even though I've played through it countless times, I do not know what to do. Gastro Acid, let's see. I still have the EXP share turned on apparently. I'll probably just keep it turned on. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that. It could be a useful thing to be able to negate abilities, but it's a very situational thing, and there's probably gonna be other ways around those abilities either way, right? Unless it's literally Wonder Guard and I don't have anything to deal with Wonder Guard, which is just Shedinja, and I'm fairly certain I could just poison him because I've got something that can poison things. Actually, do I? Because I don't think I can poison something with things like, what was the move called? Cross Poison? I think that can poison. I think that happened during my grinding. But I don't think it can actually poison something it can't hit. So if I can't do damage, I can't poison. And I don't have a purely, this is only for poisoning people type of move. If I recall correctly. So... Wait a second. Is this road only blocked in No, it's also blocked here. I was going to say, is it only blocked in... Let's see. In Emerald, maybe. Because Fun fact. I've only ever, like, played Ruby and Sapphire, like, once or twice. I've played them in my first couple of playthroughs through the years every time we got to Gen 3, that is. I don't think outside of that I've ever played the original Ruby or Sapphire. I don't think I've ever played Ruby or Sapphire when I wasn't recording. Legitimately. And of course I've played Omega Ruby, but only once when it was released initially. So, do I go in here? See, I have no idea where to go. Certainly not here. I think I have to go to the museum. Right? That's where I have to go. I don't know. Okay, the museum is also blocked by Team Magma. I think going one building more to the south. Maybe we go into this building? I don't know. Okay, that is a huge improvement from the original GBA games. Because in the original GBA games, you just needed to talk to this one random NPC in this one random building. This time the building stands out a little bit more, and the moment you enter, this cutscene gets triggered. So, I think this is actually a huge improvement. Because this is the one thing I always get hung up on in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Mainly Emerald, because why would you ever play Ruby or Sapphire after Emerald was released, is the question. And they seem to have improved it quite a lot in this version of the game, which I appreciate. I appreciate that more than I can explain. Let's see. Is this where we actually go? I don't think this might not be where we actually go. Oh, there is a... Is there a different... Where do we go? I'm slightly confused. Do I just battle all of you? I don't think you all are good people, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that is true. Do I look at this screen? Okay, so now I'm confused again. Oh, okay. So do I not fight? I could have sworn you fight like an admin here, right? Or just a grunt? Just a grunt is fine too. I can take just a grunts. Challenged by Team Magma Grunt. We've got 3 Pokemon. It's a fire type, because of course it is. Oh, we're playing Rising Ruby, so that makes the bug typing even worse. I just realized that. That makes the bug typing even worse, because we're going to be fighting fire type Pokemon, more so than we would in Sinking Sapphire. In Sinking Sapphire, we would pretty much only be fighting water type Pokemon, which wouldn't help me, but it wouldn't be as bad, I guess. Coughing. I guess we go into Hair Dye and Psybeam. Then again, if I'm just demolishing everybody like this, it shouldn't be an issue. I am slightly over-leveled, but I leveled to the point where, like, through the next couple of fights, like this episode and next episode, we'll have a rival fight and then we'll have a gym fight. I leveled to the point where I think I can take on the gym fight without any more grinding. I am not sure I can, but I think I can. Which is the best you're gonna get, honestly, out of me. Also, the last episode, like the last 2 episodes, really, had some echoing going on with the game audio. It should be fixed now. I usually have the game audio coming over my speakers because I really just do not enjoy wearing headphones for extended periods of time. But it does echo through sometimes. So I'm recording just with headphones now, seeing how that goes. We might go back to that. The issue was that my speakers were just a little bit too loud, and the microphone was picking it up a bit too much, and as such, there was like a tenth of a second, even less. It's like a frame, maybe 2 frames, maybe even less than a frame, honestly. Delay in the audio, which made it sound echoey. Right now the microphone isn't picking up any of the game audio, so that just should not happen anymore. So it was annoying. I'm also trying out for this episode a thing I talked about, I think last episode, about the rendering time reduction. So I'm hoping that the videos won't take 2.5 hours apiece anymore to export. They shouldn't, because the 1 minute loop I created for the overlay took like 8 minutes to export. So that pretty much tells me that, yeah, it's going to be alright from now on. So let's actually focus on the fights here. One upside we have in these fights is we're actually also fighting a lot of dark types. And dark types, for whatever fucking reason, are weak to bug typing, I think. Right? Did I remember that correctly? I did! See, I know my things. So, yeah, that I do know. Can somebody explain to me why dark type is weak to bug? Other than from a game balancing perspective, from a logical, in-universe lore explanation, please. Why is dark weak to bug? I do enjoy in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire that you have these more cinematic cutscenes. I really do think that is quite well done. And honestly, I think Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire might be the game to do that like the best? I don't know. I don't particularly think the Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon cutscenes work that well. Because you can still just skip through these, right? Which is the main thing. So they don't fuck over the pacing of the game too much. But they look very cool. And then we have got Sword and Shield, which is an entirely separate thing. And the main issue there is just like, I'm still a little bit salty about the games just kind of looking shit. And I know people disagree with that, but that is because you're used to playing games on a 3DS. They look shit. So you can't. You can't. You just can't say that Sword and Shield for Switch games do not look like utter shit. They might still be fun to play, and they're still Pokemon games, so that's still good. But they do look very disappointing. And it's not just like, oh, but that's the Pokemon art style. No. No. That's not a good argument at all. Because if it was the art style, like, it changed art style's the issue. And that is mostly a Gen 7 thing, because they try to go for a more realistic proportion and stuff like that. Less anime in Gen 7, which they should not have done on the 3DS at all. And then they carried that over into Gen 8, and it just does not look great. Like, if you have these low poly models on a high resolution console, that is okay, right? That's entirely okay. There's more than enough. Like, there's pixel art-based games on the Switch. I'm not saying those games look bad. I'm not just saying it because it's like low poly or like, well, low texture quality is a thing. But it just does not work. And I know I complain about this like 3 times a week. That's not true, because I only have 3 times a series at least. I've been complaining about Sword and Shield not looking good. And it seems highly relevant right now because the new DLC was just released, so I'm talking about it now. And it seemed like I maybe hung up on a little bit. But honestly, like, as a result of everything combined, it's not just the fact that, can I just, like, not do the contest in this version? I think I can just skip it, right? Of course you can. Or can you? Oh, you definitely can. Okay, that's great. Because I don't need that Pikachu anyway. I guess we're doing a lot of trainer fights today. Let me be clear. My issue with Sword and Shield, again, not having played it, isn't just that it looks bad. If it was just that, it's like the shitstorm of everything coming together around that game. And I'm honestly probably never going to play it. And if I'm going to play it, I'm going to make sure I'm going to get a used copy, because I refuse to give money to Nintendo for that game in any way, shape, or form. That's just my view on it, right? But I will not get a copy of that game that in any way financially benefits Nintendo. And I mean, I'm not hating on Game Freak specifically, because Game Freak just gets a time and a money budget within which they have to make the game, and they clearly got not enough time and money to make this game. That's very clear. And are they entirely clean from blaming? No, they definitely also just have shown consistently that they need to manage their shit better, or at least hire people that know their shit. Ever since moving into 3D, because their 3D games have all been different levels of absolutely fucked as far as performance and shit goes. But that's enough about me complaining about Sword and Shield. It's just every month and a half, something like that. I just need to complain about Sword and Shield existing until we get a new Pokemon game, which is either better or worse, in which case I'll be complaining a lot about that, because that's just how that works. Now, talking about something more relevant. As this goes up, it's Monday. So there should have already been one stream of this, maybe. I'm recording this on a Saturday. The day I usually stream. I didn't stream last week because things were hectic, and I honestly just also needed a day off, and I kind of forgot about it until the last moment, and I wasn't prepared. And then I figured, you know what, let's just take the day off for that and be back next week. And that was actually a lot of experience for a Dedenne, which I did not expect to give a lot of experience. Sure. Okay, Toast Alone Shadow Sneak, actually a good move, thank God. Fury Swipes, bye-bye. Anyway, so I'm probably going to be streaming Donald Duck Quack Attack, or going Quackers, depending on your region. Yeah, that's one of those games that was released in a time where apparently Europe just wanted different names for most of their games. Think about Gateway to Glimmer, or Raptor's Rage. Things like that, right? So the Donald Duck PS2 game, but I'm going to be playing the PS1 remake, because that's actually the one that I played as a kid. I have fond memories of it, and it has an overall higher review score if I look at reviews of it online. So I'm going to be playing the PS1 version of that, and I'll be live streaming that on Twitch. And again, when this is going up, the first stream already happened, but I'll be streaming it at least 2 weeks in a row, and then the week after that we'll be playing Melody of Memories, because that Kingdom Hearts game will have just released. But I'm playing Donald Duck Going Quack Attack. I don't know which of the names I'm going to use for the video that I'll be doing of it, which will be the return of In Retrospect. I'm not going to promise that I do one a week or even one a month. I'll just do them when I have the time and willpower to do them. I'm going to aim for doing one a month. One retrospective a month, right? I'll be talking a little bit more about this maybe in the statistics video for members, the October one. And that is the fight against May, so let's try to focus it for a moment. But it's been a while since I've done a retrospective. Have I done retrospectives since coming back from my overly long hiatus? I'm going to look into that right now, because I think I might not have, which means that my last retrospective was like 4 years ago. Retrospect? Let's see. Yeah, so in retrospect, 2019, which doesn't really count, it's just a year recap. And before that, my last retrospective I did was Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, which is a real good game, which was in March 2018. So we've got March 2019, March 2020, and then now in October. The video itself probably won't be finished and out until November 2020. So it'll have been 2.5 years of no retrospectives by the time that goes up. And then again, I'm hoping to do one every month. Sometimes it might be a month and a half or 2 months before I can get around to it. I'm thinking about like changing up the formatting a little bit in like editing, because I started doing. Don't do the double team thing. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Please don't do that. Fuck you. Nothing I could have done about that, by the way, because I started using Rock Blast from the first turn. Right now I'm just rolling a very, very low percentage chance at this point. Which is just annoying. Frankly. It's really annoying. You're gonna get a critical hit because you used... I hate you. I really do. I don't like that. I do not like that. So I'm thinking about changing up the formatting a little bit. I used to have these like overlay things for separate sections, which I'm not going to be bringing back because it seemed a little bit too formulaic and a bit too forced, and sometimes I don't have much to talk about one thing in the game, but a lot about something else, and I just want to have a bit more freedom in the scripts and that. But I haven't been doing that for like years at this point, right? I mean, I haven't been doing any retrospective for years, so clearly. And then I went into a more... like the style that you see with a, well... a little bit more of a toned-down version of a style from like somebody like Dicarus. Somebody like Andude is maybe a more appropriate ID. With like camera cutting in every now and then for like... It helped with things like pacing and like delivering some type of jokes and that kind of stuff, emoting a little bit on camera and that kind of stuff. So I went for that. But honestly, I'm thinking to change up that a little bit again because I have an ID. I'm not going to get into too much detail about the ID, like how to change up the style again. I'm utterly fucked, by the way, in this fight. Well, I have an idea for a style change again. And I think it could work. We want Slash, but do we want to get rid of Bug Bite? Or Fury Cutter? I'm going to get rid of Fury Cutter. Just because it takes time to... Well, it could be real good for sweeping purposes, I guess. Well, too little, too late now. Oh, Ponyta probably should have... Oh. We couldn't die. Yeah, we're gonna very die. That Swallow absolutely screwed me. Obviously, I'm not gonna send that Toaster against the Ponyta. But what do I do? I guess Air Slash and hope for a critical hit? Or just get put to sleep, that also works. Why not? Yeah, so we're gonna get swept here in a moment. So my plan B is you live the hit. That is actually impressive. I might be okay, because... Okay, so depending on what the rest of May's team is like, I might just be able to, like, annihilate everything else with Toaster, as long as I can take out this Ponyta with a Shadow Snake. Is my thinking. So please let me have this, because that... and Flame Body, that is too bad. That was almost fun. That was almost a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is... I think if I don't die to the Swallow... Since when can you evolve after getting a blackout or whiteout or whatever they call it these days? They seem to be going back between black and white on that one, and I don't really know why. Is that like a racial thing? Because if it is, that's really stupid. But at least we got an evolution, so that's going to make... I swear to God, it used to be that if your Pokemon died, it wouldn't evolve. And I thought after that it changed into if your Pokemon dies but you win the fight, it still evolves. But apparently, even if you just lose the fight, it still evolves, which I think I actually like that, but it confuses me a bit. Is all. Okay, so let's look at the stats here. Speed 25, speed 40, speed 60. Okay, definitely Hair Dye, you're gonna lead this. So what we're gonna do is, you probably also have a pretty decent special attack, don't you? Oh yeah, you do! So what we're gonna do is we're going to lead with the fastest thing we have, and then Electro Ball, Electro Web, whatever the hell the move is called. And that way, whenever Ponyta comes out, and the rest of the team, because she's presumably got 6 Pokemon, right? We won't be down to like half our team. I think that was a main issue we had. Also, we didn't really have anything... I don't know why I stopped walking there. I really don't know why I did that. I really shouldn't have. But I did. And now here we are. So, let's Air Slash, I guess. This shouldn't be an issue, and maybe I'll actually gain a level on... Okay, I did not expect that to one-shot. Sure. Sure. Woobat. Woobat we can actually... I think you have Night Slash, right? And if not, you have Shadow Snake. Which, is Woobat already a... he might not be a Psychic type. Might only become a Psychic type when he becomes Swoobat. But you have Night Slash, so let's... Ah! That's the times at the Shedinja. I probably should have seen that coming. But I just want to use a Shedinja for once in my life. I just want to use one. It's such a fun mechanic. I don't think I can get a Focus Sash until post-game, sadly, because the combination of Focus Sash and Shedinja is actually not as good as I thought it was, because apparently, unlike in competitive where obviously a Focus Sash breaking isn't that big of a deal because the next battle you do, the Focus Sash will be back on it, it's actually an item that gets consumed. At least in Gen 3 it was, because I used what... Ooh, I likey that! Bulldoze, yes please. We will be getting rid of... Confusion for that. We don't really need Confusion, we've got Psybeam on Hair Dye, so we'll be fine. And Bulldoze is, number one, a ground type move, which will be really good right now. I was going to say against Ponyta, but it'll actually be good right now as well. And it's also a stab, so that'll be very useful too. Do not poison me. That was a critical hit. That is pathetic. That felt really satisfying to do. That was really satisfying. Are we going to go into this fight against May without Shedinja? Is the question. The answer is hell no. Is Shedinja going to be actually relevant in any way, shape or form in the fight? Maybe not, but if it ends up being useful, I prefer it not to be dead. Which is real interesting, because it's already dead. Okay, talking about dead and ghost type Pokemon. Today as I'm recording this, it's Saturday. It is the 24th of October. And I went for a walk today, because you tend to do that. And I've been playing Pokemon Go whenever I go for a walk. Usually my walks are like between like 3 and 5 kilometers at a time. Every day, sometimes I skip a day. But by and large, I end up walking about like 20 kilometers a week, right? just for like for good health. I've been doing that for like 2 or 3 weeks now. A little bit less maybe. But I, without any preparation, just stumbled into the Charmander Community Day last week, and I got like 4 shiny Charmanders, and I now have a shiny Charizard, which is real cool. But today I went out for a walk, and I noticed a disproportionate amount of Ghost-type Pokemon. And I still haven't checked if this theory is correct, but it took me like half an hour to think about the fact that maybe there's a lot of Ghost-type Pokemon because like we're coming up on Halloween this week. Well, next week, I suppose. So that probably is a reason I ran into a lot of Ghost-type Pokemon. We're also quite a lot of Murkrow, which might have something to do with Halloween as well. That might just be a thing that's always there. Again, I haven't really played that much Pokemon Go since its initial release. Yeah, that didn't go very well, did it? Well, fuck. There goes my strategy. Fork is definitely not going to survive a hit either. So I guess we go into Towel and try to Rock Blast again. What will do more damage, actually? Let's... In the off chance that we survive and hit you, Rock Blast does 25, at least 50. And this does 55. But this has the potential to do a lot more damage. And then I also need to take into account your... Yeah, we're going to go for a Rock Blast. Even with a lower... Like... You're doing that again. Please just hit. Please just hit this first. Thank you. Thank you. Hit 3 times. You got to hit a 3rd time. Oh my god, you're a hero. You're an absolute hero. Thank you, Warmadam. Towel. Sorry, I forgot your name there for a moment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Towel. Going into a Wilma, we can do that. Wilma shouldn't be an issue. I think. Maybe. Oh, only 4 Pokemon. Also, I can hear a door. So let me go fix that real quickly. That only does under half. That's not good. And that is a... No, it's not Water Pulse. Okay, break through confusion and get a critical hit, please. You didn't even manage the first one, and now you're going to die because another Water Pulse is going to take you out, probably. Okay, we're in a slightly worse position again. Do you still have an Electric Trap move? You do not. You do, however, have a decently high physical attack, right? No. But you have a respectable special defense, so you're also just the highest level Pokemon I have. That's pretty much my reasoning here. Gonna be honest with you. You can probably live an attack from Wilma. Like 1 or 2. And we can set up some rollout damage. So that whatever comes out after this. This is a real risk, by the way. Especially since I know that you're just going to confuse me. You didn't. Okay. So if I can take out this Wilma, the rest of the rollout might just sweep this team. Again, risky move. But unless it gets a critical hit here, which it didn't. Ah, you have a Super Potion. You have a Super Potion. So please give me a critical hit now. Because another Water Pulse will probably take me out. But I outspeed, so it won't, because Wilma is dead. Okay, so please send in your Ponyta, because I know it'll be using a super effective, very strong move against a Ponyta. Or you can send that Grover. I'm going to say it either way, because my rollout is at such a point now that it's dealing a lot of damage. Unless you put me the fuck to sleep. That ain't good. First turn, wake up. Venoshock, maybe? No, it's not gonna happen, is it? Yeah. Not that I would have mattered, because he had spam me anyway. Let's see. I'm gonna assume that you don't have anything to hit Toasted. Is that a stupid assumption to make? Probably, yeah. I literally just saw you use aerial ace. I am an idiot. It was a stupid assumption. Because I knew the... What are your moves again? I guess I can try to steamroller with towel? Maybe? It's the best chance I have. Okay. Like, this is not a strategy. This is just being a douchebag. Don't do that. First turn, wake up. Gotta give it to me. That's okay. Just get a critical hit on your next turn when you wake up. Not your next turn, this turn. I mean this turn. Thank you. Critical hit, please. Critical. You know what? You didn't even need to crit. You didn't even need it. You did not even need it. We're also level 27 now. And then we have Ponyta. Bulldoze. You flame charge. Will I survive the flame charge? That is what this entire fight comes down to. I did, and certainly the bulldoze is going to take you out, right? It did. I won. Barely, but I won. Which is the most important part. Okay, so that's been that. That's been a very long episode once again. So, and you actually heal up my Pokemon. That is so nice of you. And you give me the Dowling Machine, which I'm probably never actually going to be using. But sure, thank you. Next time, we'll be back, probably taking on the third gym already. We're actually getting closer to that than I thought we would. I thought we would do this route for one episode, and then we have Slayport for one episode, but the other way around. And then the episode after, so Friday, we'd have the gym, but it's probably going to be the gym tomorrow. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow is Kingdom Hearts. Day after that, which is Wednesday, I think. I don't know. Just see you next time. Bye.